Marvelous Magnets Magnet Experiment.
Hi scientists. Our next investigation is actually going to be a science experiment. And for it, you're going to need the following materials. We've got the little blue tray and metal pellets. These are from the box magnet kit. You might also need paper clips, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then we're gonna have 2 bar magnets. I have my recording sheet. So on my recording sheet, it's gonna give us the directions for the investigation, as well as give us a place to record our data. In a science investigation, there are 2 variables. The first is the independent variable, then we have the dependent variable. The independent variable is the thing that we are changing. In a science investigation, you can only change one thing. So the way that I remember that is in sign language, this is an I. So if I think about I for independent variable, you see I'm only changing one thing. The dependent variable is what you measure. In our investigation today, we will be building a tower using either paper clips or the metal beads and placing a magnet under the tray and then building our tower up. The thing that we are changing, our independent variable, is the number of magnets. First, we're going to build the tower with 0 magnets, then 1 magnet, then 2 magnets. The thing that we will be measuring, or our dependent variable, will be the height of the tower that we built. Before we do our experiment, we're going to make a prediction. So in the middle of your recording sheet, it says, circle the number of the prediction you think will most likely occur. Number 1, as the number of bar magnets increases, the height of the tower will increase. So that means more magnets will mean a taller tower. Number 2 says, as the number of bar magnets increases, the height of the tower will decrease. So number 2 is saying the more magnets that are stacked together, the height of the tower will be lower. Number 3 says the number of bar magnets will have no effect on the height of the tower. That means that no matter how many magnets are there, the tower will be the same height. Which one do you think will happen? Circle your choice. As you can see on the data table, we've got 3 rows, 1 for no magnets, 1 magnet, and 2 magnets. We are going to be doing 5 trials. The reason that we're doing multiple trials is that we want to have as accurate of data as possible. Scientists do repeated trials so that they can make sure that what happens in the first trial is consistent through the rest of the trials. The more trials you do, the better your data. After we do 5 trials, we are going to find the average height of each tower. And when we get to that part, myself or your teacher will help you. So as you can see, I've got my materials set up and ready for our experiment. We have our plastic tray, our 2 magnets, because that's all we're going to need for today. Measuring tape so I can measure the height of my towers. And then we've got either paper clips or the metal beads. So I'm going to talk to you about the metal beads first, and then we'll talk about paper clips. So these metal beads, they are, like I said, from the box magnet kit, but they are very tricky, and you have to be careful when you open them because they will roll all over the place. Okay, so to set up the trial for 1 bar magnet, I'm going to take my magnet and I'm going to put the tray on top of it. And I'm going to carefully pour some of the beads into my hand, and we're going to see how tall we can build a tower. So when you put it down, you'll see that the beads are attracted to the magnet, and I'm going to keep on stacking and see how high I can get my tower. Like that. And you'll go in to see, you can see how high you can get your tower. Once your tower is completed, you can take your measuring tape and measure in centimeters how tall your tower is. If your teacher chooses not to use the beads, or if you are at home and you do not have the metal beads, we can modify this experiment. So how we will modify it is, rather than building a tower, we will see how many paper clips can be picked up using the magnet through the tray. So to do that, I'm going to spread out some paper clips. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna put my magnet over the tray and hold it upside down, and then I'm going to hover over to see how many paper clips my magnet can pick up. So after we do that, we'll count the paper clips and put them on the data table and find the average if your teacher chooses to do it that way. Go ahead and get started on your investigation, and we'll talk about the results in a little bit.